Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is John. This report is for, the 23rd now. Fall began with a rise. So there you have it. Small improvement, and we've been rising on the shakeout here, continuing our nice movement forward. Now, the key we've been looking for, though, is the DOC right here to break into a new zone. 739 did that, so it went from below 7.5 to inside of 7.5. So we would expect there to be some continuation with this move. And if we get the cyan moving below red, we can expect a bit more of the longer term. But what we've done now is pulled ourselves all the way back up to where we've been for this last period of range, and so we pretty much stayed flat throughout most of the period. It hasn't really been a significant change. The NQ obviously well past that, so it's obviously outperforming and doing as we've been looking at it, noticing the disproportionate improvement of the Nasdaq versus the ES, which is the S&P, and then the Dow itself. Now the Dow is catching up a little bit, caught all the way back up to its previous range, just a fraction below it. Still has a little more work to do, but that we're almost getting back to a parity. We have a little bit of a fade in the Nasdaq one day with Dow and ES rising a little bit. We would be right about there. A little bit of a bounce back up in the euro, but flat in general for the range. No perceived change in that at this particular point. The fact that the Fed's not doing anything, a little bit of a boost to bonds, I don't expect that to last too long. Likewise with gold, especially with this dip from below the red line down here on the extreme histogram, we would look for that to retrace itself back in place. From a case standpoint, with a nice buy, continue to rise all the way through it. No issues with that whatsoever. And then it was a little bit more, we had the buy here, a couple little sell go, ranges in between. We broke into a soft period right there with the BK here. And then we look at that DNR symbol, which is looking for a little bit of the short breakdown. Not a whole lot in there. We had a couple of positive extremes. We had the other positive extremes from before, but that will come a little bit later in a more pronounced sell signal. I'm not looking at that right now. So, all in all, I think the market is behaving pretty much as we expect. Obviously, leading into Friday, you're going to have to build up to any anxieties for the debate, which would break. But unless something significant happens there, you'll see that develop Monday night in futures. I think for now, everyone's going to think that the status quo is going to hold up. And as long as that's the perception, which is what the market's really expressing to us right now, it's slightly bullish. And it's been bullish anyway, just because in general, the idea of nothing happening during this period is always a bonus for the market. Nobody expected rates to rise. If it had been differently, then that would have been a shock to the system and really pretty contrary to standard practice. They really don't want to be involved in aiding one side or another, but sometimes by not doing anything, you aid one side or another. That's always going to be an argument. But for now, we're just not seeing any significant growth, and I don't see that there's really much capability for the Fed to do anything vis-a-vis rates at this particular point. Obviously, that can be argued, but I've been making this point for how many years now, and what has the Fed done? Nothing. So, in fact, when they tried to do the one tiny increase, we already saw an immediate effect in the economy, and things slowed down and flattened pretty quick. So they really don't have a lot of flexibility in this case. And it's that lack of flexibility that forces yield into the market. And as long as you keep that in the back of your mind, you're not going to be overly biased to a short perception until that changes. And when it does change, there could be some very significant swings, and we'll look forward to that at that particular point. But here in Vegas right now, so got a couple of meetings to attend to, but I'll be popping in back and forth and posting new charts as needed. Anyway, trade well. We'll talk again later.